On to the next caller. Shankar from Chennai is calling in. Shankar, a very good morning to you. I believe you have a query on Laurus Labs.
Yes, very good morning.
Good morning.
Day before yesterday, I bought Laurus shares, 200 shares at the rate of 515.
Right.
Suddenly, it went up to around 580 levels yesterday and today.
Right.
My question is, I hold or accumulate at this rate also?
All right. Do you want a technical view or a fundamental
only 3 months to 6 months time frame?
Understood. Kush, I'll come to you. The stock is up because of the US waiver that restores HIV treatment in 55 countries. But what's the view on charts?
You know, I'm a little pleasantly surprised by the surprise in his voice that the stock has immediately gone up. But kudos to you on buying it at the right price. You've bought it near bottom level. So, take some courage, that one. I think what you can do now is place a trailing stop loss at 555. If you see the last a month and a half, 2 months, that's the support zone that the stock has respected for the most part. Today you've seen a gap up opening, so that might perhaps come into fill. But then I think with the kind of price momentum and the volume action that you're seeing, there's a good possibility that the rally might continue. I won't suggest accumulating more because there is resistance near the 610 mark. But definitely with the kind of moves that we saw yesterday and continuation today, I think we should continue to hold with a trailing stop loss of 555. If the stock crosses 610, you should bump up your trailing stop loss to the current price, which is 585. So ride this momentum, a good catch, a brave one at the low price, and now continue to ride the momentum. Don't accumulate, but ride this momentum.
Okay, we've got an interview with Maruti Suzuki lined up in a very short while from now, so we've got a couple of minutes. In the automotive space, though, let's talk about a counter that's not doing well. Tata Motors, let's pull that up. And Hashmi wants to know whether or not it can be bought. It's off the low point of the day, which incidentally was 8% lower thereabouts. On the fundamentals, would you suggest that you can enter? Essentially, what they're looking for is a bottom fishing strategy, Samir. What would you say?
If you're a long-term investor, yes, definitely I would recommend Tata Motors as a buying opportunity. Significant correction from the highs. And rightfully so, because, if you remember at the end of Q4 last year, the management had very clearly guided that this year they're going to see a bit of pressure on the profitability and growth because of the global situation that exists, because the biggest part of their profit comes from Jaguar Land Rover, and they were seeing difficulties in Europe and China. I don't think the Chinese problem is over. And also, if you remember yesterday, the con call was there. They clearly said that they are reviewing the situation that is in China because they're not sure of how the sales are going to pan out there. And that is one of the reasons that the stock is up. But I believe now the worst for the stock, which you asked me on the correction basis, is over. So if you're asking for a short-term bottom fishing, I don't have an answer. Can the stock slide a little bit more? Probably can. But if you have a 1 to 2 year horizon, and I believe that Europe will see a recovery, I think China will see a recovery. India continues to do well. The commercial vehicle business did well. The passenger vehicle, they have new launches which are lined up, which will also see good traction. And if you see in the electric vehicle Jaguar Land Rover side, they have a good order backlog also. So we believe the profitability from there will also start increasing. It may take a couple quarters more before everything stabilizes and moves on. So I would recommend a buy Tata Motors.
Okay.